young people who will want us to understand the hopes, the aspirations, the challenges of Ghanaian young people. I just want you to stay with us as we interact with these special young people of our country, hoping to represent the voices of Ghanaian youth. Gentlemen and lady, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Will you kindly introduce yourself to my viewers, starting from this special man with nice beard, you know?
I'm Erasmus Mensah, but my friends call me Erasmus.
Your friends call you Erasmus.
Yes. I'm Margaret Oforiwa Ejeija, and my friend calls me Oforiwa.
Oforiwa.
Yes, please.
And
I am Adako Paulinus, but you can call me Paulinus for short.
Paulinus, but some call you Kojo?
Yes, some call me Kojo.
Okay, but you are
Paulinus.
Paulinus. Gentlemen and lady, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Kojo, let me start with you. What gives you sense of pride as a Ghanaian young person?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm really proud to be a Ghanaian, and the peace, you know, like waking up, not hearing guns, bombs around, like as compared to other countries like Libya and Somalia, who are like suffering from civil wars and stuff like that. So peace of mind. This is like something I'm really proud of as a Ghanaian youth, and privileged to enjoy this peace in Ghana.
Yeah, Oforiwa, Ghanaian young lady, beautiful lady, what gives you a sense of pride as a Ghanaian?
The freedom in this country as compared to other countries. For instance, in Ghana, we have the freedom to join any group of society, being it religion or any political party. So through that, I get to experience the freedom to be whatever I want to be without anyone stopping me. So through that, I feel very proud to be a Ghanaian. And also being in a peaceful country, because in Ghana, we don't wake up one day and hear there's been a bomb, you know, explosion at this side, at that side. So the peace alone in this country makes me feel very calm, and the freedom also.
Erasmus, what gives you a sense of pride?
Oh, looking at my perspectives about that, let's talk about the culture. My culture, because we have 16 regions in Ghana now. And my side about, you know, pride is about my culture. I believe in my culture in a way that, you know, it gave me pride in such a way that when I wake up, we have so many culture that being performed. But my own, I see it as very proud to me, and even what we eat and what we wear. And when we go to other countries,
is there typical Ghanaian food that you like? What is it apart from fried rice?
Oh, I like, you know, apapransa actually. Okay. Apapransa. People, I'm not focusing on but me, I don't see that. I see it as one of the food that I really like. That I really make it proud, and I feel like I'm a Ghanaian.
Feel that. So your culture gives you identity. You are proud about that. The freedom you have as a young person to think, to plan your life. You are not afraid. You are free to associate, and you are telling my audience that the fact that there's peace and you are growing within this environment of peace, you feel proud to be a Ghanaian. Yeah. Now, let me start from you, Oforiwa. When you wake up in the morning, is there anything in this country that scares you, make you afraid?
Yes.
About your future, about life? What scared you in this country?
The unemployment in this country. Because in Ghana, now it looks like there are no jobs. So if we, the graduates, when we are done with our national service, and it's time for us to look for jobs, it's like a burden. You go around looking for jobs, you go for interviews, they don't call you, you go around, like it's so not good. Like, so that alone gives me that fear in the future.
Erasmus, now for Oforiwa, her worry as a young person in this country is unemployment. What scares you in life as a young person?
As we waking up, then you hear that this policeman has been shot down. Even the security people who guide us has been shot down. How much more me, normal person? that I've never been through the police training, and I don't even have anything to protect me. And you know, when you wake up, you say you are going, and the moment you step out, you won't even come again. That is my fear in life.
Kidnapping. You have
issues.
the Takrade girls in mind, and sometimes rape and other things on university campuses.
That's
robbery on campuses.
That's
scares you. What scares you as a Ghanaian young person?
What scares me is people that support me, like their support system. I'm talking about my mom and family. You know, the fact that I might wake up one day and then hear about the fact that they're gone and I might never see them again. You know, that would really scare me because I'd like them to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You know, they've worked hard so much to put us through school and all, and I would be very sad to find out that they are gone and I would never be able to see them.
Well, forever, I'll come back to you, but let me get back to you again. You are talking about unemployment. I have heard government officials saying that young people, start your own business. Don't stay at home after university, after school. Don't wait till somebody employs you. Start up something. When you hear this, do you feel those people, they are justified in talking to Ghanaian young people that way? Are they justified?
I don't think so. Because why the capitals? Most of us are from poor backgrounds. Some too, they are from a broken home. So where did they get the money from to start a business? That's the problem we have now. So I think they should help us in starting businesses, or they should get us business people who have, you know, greater knowledge to educate us on how to get there. How did they make it? What made them get there? What are the challenges they faced? So that alone will help us and push us to get there.
Yeah, when you hear, you know, big people telling Ghanaian, don't wait till you are employed. Start your own business. You know, create something. When you hear this, what comes to mind? You feel they are right in talking to you like that?
I think they want us to get something for ourselves, and it makes a lot of sense because they wouldn't want us to just sit around or just indulge in any social vices or something. It makes a lot of sense that they're pushing us to get something doing for ourselves. But I would say the leaders in the country should make it the point to just build some mediums at least that would help young people like us make it too, you know, because it's really difficult in this country. People are complaining a lot. People are complaining it's difficult living in Ghana and all. There's no money in the system. So I think if the leaders of this country help, I'm not talking about just politicians. I'm talking about people that have power to employ people that have power to do stuff. You know, it would be great if they help us young people to come up to.
But, Erasmus, when we are close to elections, normally politicians are the best friends young people have because they need you to arrange chairs, they need you to attend their rallies, and they tell you excellent things. You know, vote for us, you have these, and you always hear those in opposition using unemployment. You hear all of them, you know, especially those who want to come to power. When we come and they mobilize young people, what's your own experience when it comes to promises from politicians about young people, when it comes to election and after election? Do you have friends who have gone through some of this encounter with politicians, especially on unemployment, promises and all that before?
Yeah, I believe that politics itself is a game of intelligence. So if
I'm hearing this for the first time. Say it again. You say politics as well.
It's a game of intelligence. And if you're not intelligent, you cannot do politics.
Really?
So that is their intelligence, that they want vote from the electorate. So which mean that they will get your vote is when they will be telling you the promises. After the promise, because for instance, they might say, we will come, but after the election, the MP say, so what are you trying to tell us about the promise that you made before you were able to get our vote, that one vote that made you win the election. You understand? So politics, I don't believe in politics. Actually, me myself, I don't believe in politics. But I love to be a politician one day.
Master.
But I don't believe.
You don't believe in politics.
That is the game of intelligence I'm talking to you about. You see, the way it means that they want your votes. Charlie, but still, if you win the election, still there is more people who are not employed.
We will come back to politics, but as for politics, it's good. So you must love politics. Politics has something to do with decision making. People can be something, but this idea that politics is a dirty game is not correct. Politics is not a dirty game; it's a good game. So you must love politics. But for a while, you are talking about unemployment, but we've had instances close to election. You get political leaders going to our campuses, universities, assuring them when we come to power, you get jobs. All kinds. And now you are telling me that you are comparing the promises you have received as a young person and the reality you're going through. What is your experience or your friends' experience when it comes to this kind of game politicians are playing with the young people?
Okay, for me, for the politicians, they've been like us before. They've been in schools and they know how politicians behave. So when they get in power, they know most of the Ghanaians, whenever you sweet talk them, it sinks down into their head.
You sweet talk?
Yes, you sweet talk. They tell you sweet things. Oh, when you vote for me, I'll buy you a car. When you vote for me, I'll get you this. And Ghanaians too, we are mostly used to those things. So that's alone.
You mean the young people?
Yes. Some of us, excuse me to say, are lazy. We want quick ways of getting money. So if a politician should approach you and tell you this, be like, yes, I want this. It's easy. I'm not going to stress down much. Just to talk to one or two people. Let's vote for him. Let's do this. Let's do that. So through that, they can, give you some few informations. So when you sacrifice your whole being in helping the person get in power, when they get there, they don't really recognize you.
One thing to that they normally do is that, or maybe they come to you because they will give you a lot of money. You get money. And what we electorate that we normally do that is what? Magis number 2 because after the election, that is our mindset. But it will affect us in the nearby future. But we don't know.
Will you consider that to be an abuse of young people?
I think politicians, most of the time when they get the power, they get misled because of politics. And if you don't take it as like if you're a very real person and then you get into politics, you're going to be misled, just like other people have been misled. And I think it's about time politicians start thinking about people because they came into power to serve the interests of people, not just themselves. Or not just their families, because if you do that, you're cheating. You come out and then talk about these fraudulent policies that you're going to do for the people in your communities and then for the country, and then you come into power and then you're doing something else. You're putting taxpayers' monies into your pocket, and that's very wrong. It's about time people stop. Politicians stop behaving that way. And then started thinking about people that voted for you, because people need help. They might not see it, but like people really need help. If you go to some places in the country, people are suffering. Bad roads, and people are dying. Like pregnant people are dying because and their kids are dying because they can't get good roads to apply on to go to hospitals and stuff like that. You should start thinking about
Ghanaian young people think this way when they are interacting with their leaders. Do they think the way you are talking about? Is that how young people in this country think about
I don't
issues?
think so. I think a couple of people think like that, but money. The whole thing boils down to money.
Money, because money answers
people.
Everything.
Money does what?
Money answers everything. As the Ghanaian youth, as this moment, money answers everything.
Okay, this is what is next, and I'm with this very lively young people. We are discussing challenges confronting Ghanaian young people and also the aspirations, the hope for Ghanaian young person. We just want to have a short break. Please wait for us. We'll be back very soon.
saying? On Facebook, hold on, I'm checking on the tablet.
Hello? Has now reported to the office. At this time?
Why on Facebook? Look at the time. I need to go to work. I'm so late.
Young lady, the days when workers come to the office late, chat online the whole day, and leave the office before 5 are over.
This is how we've been doing things here all the time.
Change has come to Ghana, and it means our attitude must change. You are fired.
You are paid to work in your office. Respect your office by practicing proper time management. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Ministry of Information.
Welcome back to What is Nurse. This afternoon, we've given the opportunity to young people to tell their own stories, to share their experiences and their fears and their hopes on what is next. Now, Kwadio, let me come to you. When I go to US, when I go to Europe, their young people are not very religious. They don't have much time for church. You go to this country, any corner, especially on our campuses, religion everywhere. Christianity, Islam, young people are everywhere. What is religion? What does religion mean to Ghanaian people? What does religion mean to you? Church or mosque?
Well, for me, I wouldn't say I believe so much in religion, because people misconstrue religion itself and what it says, because I think it's about time people started believing more in things they would have to do to get to certain points of their lives, rather than just using religion as a I think religion is blocking people's shine. Some time ago I told my mom that I think my younger sister is really good at like handy stuff, and she should like learn more about makeup and stuff like that. But my mom was like, nah, that's not. She can't do that because she's a Christian. Because and Christian prevents people from doing that. And I think that's really wrong, because this is something that she's going to make money from, and start life with. And so if you tell her she can't do that because of religion, I think that's really wrong, So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so you feel there's a way religion is frustrating development of young people?
Yes, I think so.
Ovula, what do you expect from religion? When you go to church, what do you expect from your church leaders? What do you think Ghanaian young people are expecting from church? And those Muslims, when they go to mosque, what should religion provide for young people as far as our growth development are concerned?
For me, I think the religious leaders should not only focus on godly things, even though that's the most important thing they do. I think they should help the youth in advising how to make it in life, how to start up a business. Church doesn't mean you should just go sit and just listen to the word of God. At least if they take 10 minutes of their time to teach us on how to make it in life, I think it would be something good, and it would help reduce unemployment in the country.
You expect your church to provide startup, basic things that can help you start a business.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, please. In most churches, I know there are professors, there are teachers, there are bank managers, and a whole lot of big people, like in quotes here, who have, greater ideas about it. So I think they should at least spend some time with the youth in churches to provide them with answers, as I said, on how to make up a business, on how to start up a business, and a whole lot. And I think these things that they will do will help us, yeah.
What is your experience about whether church, mosque? Do young people have mentors, examples, help from church?
Oh, not that really, because me myself, I don't believe in religion.
Okay.
I don't believe in that because I want to establish myself before maybe I'll go to church. Honestly, one thing, because nobody knows, let's say, Despite or Tobinco. Because now the church is, if you don't have money, who knows you? Nobody knows you. Even before they will give you either, they look at either you have money,
It's true.
you have cars.
It's true.
It's so true.
You know, honestly, because
so
if you
true.
don't have car, Edam Fata, because I won't say man Fatan power, but if you don't have money,
Yes.
because now money answers everything, no matter what. Money
I've
answers
heard you.
everything.
This is the second time you said it on this show. That money answers everything.
Everything, my daddy.
And you are telling me that you want to establish yourself, make money before you go to religion, go to church.
My vision about going to churches, I want to get money so that I will help the youth in my church.
But which one first? God first or
God
money
first, God first, money first, but I won't go to church. That's
No,
but
wait.
I
You
will
said
be
God first,
God first.
money first.
Money first. I believe in God.
The
but
two
I don't
cannot be on the same.
Yes, so
God
but
first, money first.
I believe in God, but I don't believe in a religion.
You believe in God.
I don't
But I
because
don't believe
I'll be in my room. I pray to God He should guide my steps so that whatever I want to make will be successful.
I won't go to church.
I won't go to church.
Because church is now.
What we want from the church, we are not getting it from the church.
That's why I don't go to church.
Yes.
You say this to your friends who go to church.
Oh yeah, because I see, because for instance, I have a friend who is about to go to university and he got admission to Legon and he wrote a letter to the church that he needed support to pay the fees. The church gave him 250 Ghana cedis, which the school fees is supposed to pay almost 2,000. So looking at that, do you want me to believe in the church that I call that the church should be a second place after my house? That is why I'm going to church. So that if there's no help crown, I know that my church can support me in whatever I'm doing. When it comes to education, I want to learn job, I want to get some sewing machine to start, business that I wanted to have as in my lifetime business. But the church is not supporting. You want me to believe in church? I don't think I believe in church, but I believe in God.
So you expect church to create space for young people to develop.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is
church.
Because when you look at the youth now, because it's, let's say, most of the elders and the pastors, they know a lot of big people that this is what my youth are capable of doing. So why can't we do some little support from the youth? Because when you get closer to the youth, they will tell you all their problems. Say, the youth no move brain at the so I always say that where does the money goes to?
But why do you want to know?
I wanted to know because there are some youth in the church who are suffering, and we cannot put our burden on politicians alone. We cannot put our burden on politicians alone because the church should be a second place. Because I was thinking about this thing some day ago. God said He would start the judgment from the church. When I think about that, I fear a lot. Because why would God say He will start judgment from the church? Because there are some things are not going well in the church. Because most of the leaders in the church use two things. They use obunsam to cover the face of God on the surface. Honestly. But looking at that, well, the question got me fear. God said He will judge from the church first. It got me fear.
That's why you should be in church and raise your voice. Let's be very careful
if
when we
only,
in church.
I always, if only our wish will be done in the church, I have no problem. I have no problem. Because we always voice it out to the leaders. And the leaders will say, oh, for top. Where is the top? Because when it says you feel here, how are you going to, says will be here? You need to prepare your house first before you go outside your house. So if your house, you have a problem at your house, for instance, you are fighting with your wife, and you see someone fighting with the wife, then you want to separate those people. You need to solve your problem first before you solve other one problem. So the problem that we have from the leaders.
Why will young people want to do Sakawa?
Sakawa. I think people are really engaged in Sakawa.
Will you explain to my people, my audience who don't understand Sakawa? What is Sakawa?
I think that's blood money, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them to understand. What goes into...
I don't really know much about it because I
Oh,
just...
you know, okay.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you, but for you, what is
Sakawa
it?
is the easiest and fastest way to get money. You can either kill, you can, it's a process. It's a spiritual process, but it's mainly based on the demonic aspect and the satanic aspect in life. So that's where most of the youth go and visit the priests, excuse me to say, the malams and the other people. Even pastors even do it. Some go and be like, "For handkerchief, burn me. For say, burn me. For ring,
There are
burn
armed
me."
robbers, before they go out, there are pastors who pray for them.
Of course,
So
yes,
you
it's
should not
true.
be afraid to say there are pastors.
Yes, there are pastors
in this
too.
country who are praying for armed
Yes.
robbers before they set up. Continue.
Yes, so they just go and visit them, and I don't know what they do in the spiritual world, but it works.
But do you know that some do also online things,
Yes, that's-
and you get, oh, you have won this lottery, do this. Now there are people or young people on mobile phone, they call you, oh, I've wrongly sent
Send
money
money.
to your number. Is that part of Sakawa? Kwedu?
I think it's fraud.
It's
And
fraud.
it shouldn't be encouraged, because I think people that are not people that haven't really explored their potentials are people that are really engaged in stuff like that, because that's not going to last forever. It's some short time thing. But if you really know your potential and what you can do, you're thinking of something that your posterity is going to enjoy too. You're thinking about the future. You're not thinking about some short-term money you're going to get when you fraud someone for some small dollars or something.
It's not small dollars.
It's
Some are
small
driving
dollars.
huge cars.
Yes.
Some are making it big. What was your experience? Do you have friends who have been to Sakawa thing before?
Oh, Sakawa is the most, I say the...
Because you have been telling me. You know what you have been telling me.
Looking at that aspect, I see say because of peer pressure,
Yeah.
it counts. Because some of them say, hey, me who, because I will afraid to ignore or trika. You might not know the background of that word. You understand? So waste a means for you also to drive that car. You won't waste a means. That's that waste a means. Either you end up being Sakawa, and that, because me I say that shall not judge. You understand? You should not judge. And the man who is up there will judge all of us. So I see people who judging with Sakawa. Oh, he do is Sakawa. But that Sakawa too, looking at that aspect too, ladies always follow them a lot. I wonder why.
Hey,
Because he believes this guy or a Sakawa, but Ubedinichi.
let me tell you. For me, for the stories I've heard, mostly those that do the Sakawa business, whenever they get money, they invest or I don't know, they donate some to the orphanage, which I think it's kind of good, even though where the money is coming from is not a good place. I've heard of one or two stories where if they get the money, they have to go to the orphanage, buy rice, oil, a whole lot of things to just say thank you to the gods through the
Will
children.
you be happy if somebody kill your mom, your brother, sister to make money
No.
and then donate the money?
No, I
You
will
won't
be happy.
But there are young people who are moving. Some are going through Gambia, the desert, Libya,
Nigeria.
to Europe. Why will young people do that? And some died in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
Now the Mediterranean Sea has become Mediterranean cemetery. So what would you advise Ghanaian young people, whether from Brahafo, Greater Accra, Kumasi, whatever, who are walking through the desert? We've seen CNN report that young people are being auctioned publicly. If you want to look through the camera and talk to young people, Kojo, what will be your advice to them?
I think there's been a lot of people like us that have started just like us, that have really made it in life. So it means that if you work a little bit harder,
I want you to look straight into the camera.
if you work a little bit harder in Ghana, you can also make it. Because there's been testimonies around that people like us have also made it, just because they've hustled in Ghana to make it to. Going there, you have no one over there. How are you going to sleep? How are you even going to get a place to sleep? How are you going to cater for yourself? How are you going to buy food for yourself? you don't know anyone over there. You are going through those means to go and settle in someone's country, somewhere where you're going to be bounced back to your country if being caught. You know, so I think it's about time people advise themselves to just stay in Ghana. This is your country. People love you here. You have people here that would support you. You know, so just stay here and then just hustle here. And I think if you know what you are really about, and if you know what you really want to do, you can make it. I believe that you can make it.
Okay. Now, tell me, how much time do you spend on social media? Facebook, Twitter, email? How in a day? How much of your time, you know?
I see I can spend like a whole day.
You spend a whole day?
Yes.
On what?
WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, again, Snapchat.
And it make you happy? Why?
Because I get to meet new people, I get to read stories, I get to see, you know, ladies who are, I don't know, like those with the fashion sense. I get to meet or see new styles. Maybe I see something on Instagram. I like how the girl has sewed the dress. So I'll be like, yes, always I'll go and check on her page if she's, you know, changing her style so that I can really get some of the fabric and do it in my own style.
So you can spend a whole day?
Yes.
Oh, I like your yes. How much of your time do you spend on social media?
Actually, I don't spend much in social media because I'll be thinking that I want to be successful in life. Always. Because there's a saying that if you want to be rich, you need to take risks. So I'm looking for ways and means. That risk that to be taken, I need to take that risk so that I will be successful, like Despite, Tobinco, and that kind of great people we have in Ghana.
And you think social media will not add to it? Because she's saying that on social media, you see fashion, you see anything, social media?
It's social
will not
media,
give you that.
it matters.
You have a good phone or your phone is the YAM type?
It's a YAM type. So
You don't know, you don't understand what we are talking about, because the YAM type will not give you
but
with the iPhones.
I use my laptop. I go to cafe, use my laptop to check.
You don't spend much time on social.
If I need like how to be rich, there's this Korean man. They say, oh, to be successful, you need to start from the scratch, and I'm looking for that scratch to start from, so I'll get to the top.
Okay. How much time do you spend on social media?
I spend some time on social media, like not all my time, because I think social media is a good thing though. It's not a bad thing at all, because people are like meeting incredible people on social media. And gone are the days when we used to like read books leisurely, but now social media has come in and books are like away now, because you can get books on social media.
You say books are where?
I think books are getting out of the picture now. That's what I think.
Will your teachers be happy with you?
It's happening. You can't hide it. You know, it's happening. People are using social media more than books now. So I think social media is a good thing, but you have to like use it in moderation. You have to know when to use it and when not to use it, because you have other things to do. You know, it's just like those days when people used to read books. They read books fine, but like you still have like other things to do too. So you can't spend the whole day on social media, and that's really wrong if you're going to do that.
Flora,
Yes.
you heard him.
Yeah.
You say you can't continue your life like that. And there are many more people like you who spend all their time on.
Yes.
You know, you are a lady, there are other skills. You can add value to your life.
Yes.
You can learn something from the kitchen.
Yes.
You know, other things. But you are telling me, in fact, there are ladies, yes, after university, but they are learning how to sew, some cooking, something, learning something. But you say that, me, I can spend my whole day on social
Yes.
media. Do you struggle with your mom on that?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Because she knows me very well. I know how to cook, like any dish. I can wash, I can clean. So me spending much time there, it's like we are two, my elderly sister and I. So if she's not home, I can't really talk to my mom. My mom too goes to work. So who do I talk to? Apart from my phone. My friends, I can talk to them there. Sometimes we ladies, most of the times we have mood swings. So when I go into that mood, I need somebody to talk to. And I can't go and talk to the wall at home. No, my friends, Yeah, so through that, I get to, feel at home and, yeah, like I'm enjoying it.
Okay. He said she can't talk to walls. Did you hear that? you know how to talk to walls.
But your phone cannot certify all the need that you
It
want.
satisfies me. No one is at home.
You don't need to find. She's telling you, and I can tell you there are many young people out there who is even doing more than what she's doing. But you have the young phone, so you don't need to worry. But can you talk to wall? He said that she cannot talk to wall.
But I think the only time that I would advise someone to use social media like all the time or spend all the time on social media is maybe that's going to happen when you're a social media expert or when you are a blogger or something, because that's your job and that's what you do. So it makes a lot of sense if you're going to spend the whole day over there.
And if you become addicted to some of these things, if you don't take care, you get into marriage. And husbands and children mean very little to you because you can still be happy without them.
Yeah.
So we need to sometimes be very careful how we become so addicted to some of these things. But can we talk about relationship?
Sure.
If you bring a girl home and your mom said, sorry, I can't accept this young lady, what would you do?
I think I would feel, especially I would feel really bad.
Well, you told me at the beginning that your mom means a lot to you.
Yeah.
Now, if this special person who is so dear to your heart tells you, sorry, you can't continue with this young lady, what would you do?
I think I would feel really bad, but my mom is that type of person that wouldn't.
Yeah, but if one day she decides to do that?
Well, I'm not looking forward to that.
If you bring a guy home and your parents' mom said, sorry, we can't accept this guy, what will you do?
I sit here now. I quite remember I had this boy, like, he had braids on. When I brought him, my mom was like, "A day ni, is it what you wake up a chair that?" I'm like, "Ma, I didn't know, yes, sir. Won't running yet to Timrell. She said, your morning Yes, it's like that. And I sat here and I was like, "Ma, Sisi, I knew. Now, I'm going to Belma, the thing I say, not Nisubaya. Do you expect me to say by him? I know him, so I've been with him. So I can cope with him. The brains on his head doesn't mean anything." I spoke to her and she was like, "I know you, understand you. So anything you want and anything you feel is good for you, just do it." And she understood me, and I'm cool.
Yes, Erasmus, if you bring a lady home and your parents say, sorry, we can't accept it, what would be your reaction?
Oh, I will accept them because they know best. You see, they have been there.
For you, I say that they are 34, their time is past.
You know, that is for her.
Oh,
But
okay.
me,
Okay.
let's say,
You don't think that way?
I don't think, because they say, it will be painting about the
Now you said you are proud about your culture. I'm beginning to understand.
Yes.
When we talk about sense of pride, you said I'm proud about my culture. And now you bube. Continue.
Because they have been there and they have seen with the future.
Okay.
Because we are now coming, because relationship that lead to marriage.
Okay.
You understand? So if you, like, for instance, I see this lady and I took her and I was like, "Mommy, this is a lady that I want to get married to," and he said, "No." So, "Mommy, what's the alternative? What are we going to do?" And maybe she knows best, and I can never force myself, because they are the person. Understand? Because marriage is for the rest of our life. For the rest of our life. So if
you're shaking your head like that. Why?
I don't think he really loves the girl.
No, it doesn't matter, because why is that? It is loves. What is love about?
Yeah, well, for you,
love?
what do you want from love? This whole concept, what is it?
Understanding. I know you. You know me so well. That's what I want.
But the person can pretend. The person can pretend to be good.
No,
how a person is going to know that the person is good or not? Because
Yes, that's the issue.
Okay, wait.
Someone
listen. Do you know that every marriage, including those who have killed their partners, all started in the name of love?
Yeah.
All marriages, including the divorce one, those who have, if you go to prison somewhere, there are people there, some killed their spouses, their wives, their husband, they've all ended up in jail. But if you ask all of them, they started in the name of love. Wow. So what do you call love?
It's the affection you have for someone. And as time goes on, it grows.
Okay. Okay.
From my experience, it grows. You meet the person, you feel, you know, you feel like, okay, this is the person. And then you start to You love him so much. Even in a day, sometimes you can call him like 5 times in a day.
Oh, you do that?
Oh. As time goes on, you start calling him 2 times, like twice in a day. So it has grown. You know him. As time goes on, maybe those days that you used to call him 5 times, you'll be like, see, baby. Now things are growing.
So you start, baby, I can't sleep. Then
You're like, now we are growing. Let's settle down. At least don't call me
and now you
5
call
times in a
him
day.
once a day.
Yes.
And now the call stop.
It wouldn't stop. It will continue. As time goes on, it grows.
I'm telling you, there are couples who don't call themselves. You, see, come in.
But I think
Yeah.
parents should give their kids the chance to fall in love with people, because I think love is a beautiful
Fall in
thing
love with right people.
with the right people. And I think even if the person is not the right person, it makes a lot of sense, because we make a lot of mistakes and then we learn from them. You know, we are human beings.
There are some mistakes, you can correct them. There are some mistakes, they are difficult to correct.
Of course, yes.
You understand? What do you think young people are not doing right in relationship? You talk about your culture and you are prepared to listen to your parents.
They don't seek advice from people because they feel like they know too much. Because of computer age, they feel like if there is a little mistake, they'll Google it. You know, what are the ways and means to make my relationship secure? You know, they don't
talk to their parents.
They Google everything. Honestly, that is why I'm using young phone for. So I always, because I love people who advise a lot. So if you are the type of advisor, I just come closer to you. Because I remember when I was in university, there was this man asking, so is it good for me at me being in university? Is it good for me to have a girlfriend or say? And he started telling me that, oh yes, it's good, but you know, don't be in a relation with as in you sleeping with a lady. Then because being in a relationship is good, but we make it bad. You know, we the youth make it bad.
Can university
you know,
people have relationship, no sex? Is it possible?
It's never possible.
It's possible.
My dear, it's never
It's
possible.
possible. It's possible.
It's not.
It's possible.
Can people have relationship on university campuses? No
Oh, yeah,
sex?
it's possible.
No, wait. For you, it shouldn't be. Wait. Is it possible?
For me, I think it's not. For me, I think it's impossible.
The friends you know, the young people you know, you experience on campus and relationship, is that possible?
No, I think it's not possible, because sex is part of our lives now.
Okay.
And
Hey.
yeah, that's true. You shouldn't hide
We're
it.
not married people.
Yeah.
Married
You said
people, you
sex
understand?
is part of. Is it married people?
Not married people.
But young people are not married.
People are having sex like all the time, everywhere. They find themselves, even cars, in their
Oh,
cars,
sure.
their rooms, wherever. You know, people have sex all the time. But we should just know how to control certain things. You know, like pregnancies and STDs and stuff. Like we should know how to protect ourselves. You know, it's really important, because you have your whole life ahead of you, and you can't just make some mistakes. You know, because some mistakes are really huge that can't be corrected. So I think for me, I think it's okay if you have sex in a relationship, but you should know how to prevent certain things from happening. Yeah.
Now, if you have a friend who is contemplating suicide, what would you tell him or her?
I'll tell him or her it's wrong, and it's I think people that commit suicide are people that have like really low self-esteem. People that
What does it mean? What does it mean to have low self-esteem?
it means you don't really know who you are, or what you're about, or your potentials, what you really can do to impact society. You don't know that. And I think it's about time people started learning about stuff like that, because it's really important that we develop our self-esteem. You know, because suicide is not an option. It's really, really wrong, because we are going to, if you die, that problem that's bothering you is not going to stop. You know, if you die, you're going to die with it, and you're not going to change anything about it. You know, and suicide is not an option.
Have you heard young people committing suicide before? Secondary school, university campuses, in relationship. Why will a young person decide that he or she would choose suicide as an option?
For me, I have this friend that, you know, she wants to do that, and I feel it's lack of affection. So I sometimes call her, I sometimes check up on her, and I make her feel loved. I'm sure at home they don't really give her that love, they don't really give her that comfort, they don't really make her feel like she's important. So I try my best to do that. So I'm sure when we show others love and affection, it would,
Will you look to the camera, and if there's somebody who is contemplating suicide at this moment, maybe the person has finished secondary school, didn't get university admission, or is unemployed, doesn't feel loved, will you talk to that person within the next 3 seconds?
Hello there. I don't think you should commit suicide. It's not a good thing, but rather just find yourself in a better place, associate yourself with good friends that will motivate you and make you feel loved. I don't think you should do that, and know you have only one life and you should live it well. Thank you.
Have one life, live well. You have seen your hand.
And I think it's about time people started showing affection and love, like real love to people too, because I think it's difficult. I think people find it difficult telling people they love them. They keep it in them, and then they wait so things happen to people, and then they start going for their funerals and stuff like that. But people should show love to people. It's really nice if you show people love, because it will go a long way to help that person. So if you love someone, please don't be shy to just tell them, even if it's the same sex. It makes a lot of sense. I thought, for instance, one of my male friends is celebrating his birthday today, and I wrote to my status.
We want to wish him happy birthday.
That would be great.
Go ahead.
Okay, he's in the person of Yofi, and I'd like to say I really love him, and he's been a good friend to me.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Yofi.
Okay. Now, if there's a young person who is contemplating suicide out of frustration, and I'm telling you, we talk about unemployment, and you raise some important issues. There are people who need help. There's nobody to talk to on campuses. People cannot pay their bills. And you said you have a friend who talked to church and they gave him or her only 250 cedis. There are people who are really, really frustrated. Where do they go for help? Who do they talk to?
Sometimes they say, I say, Papa Yasa. If someone is doing something for you, and the person will feel like, me, because they say, I don't know if we're anywhere. You understand? We are saying, but we are saying, Papa Yensa. We are saying, Papa Yasa, because when I look at the one-man churches are growing faster than the churches like Methodist, Pentecostal, Assemblies of God, that kind of one-man churches are growing faster. Because why? Because they are helping the youth more than the Methodist, Pentecostal, and those kind of churches. Because look at Lighthouse, ICGC. Look how the church is growing day in and day out.
You have not been going to church, so why are you talking like that?
That is.
Are you sure young people are going there because there are help?
Yes.
Or the fun of it?
Because one thing I learned about those leaders is they believe in the youth. They are investing in the youth. Because they said the youth, the future leaders of the church is the youth.
You don't go to church. Where should they go?
I'm doing, I read a lot.
You are a cultural person. Would you want to talk to parents, family members that I feel frustrated, I feel confused? Would you want to confide in somebody that it's difficult for me?
Oh yes, because it's really difficult. It's difficult because looking at where we came from, and looking at where we are, and looking at where we are going, there is a gap between these three, where we were and where we are and where we are going. There is a gap between that. So if I need something and I'm not getting it, it will help me to. Just to make it short, I'll just, do some suicide.
Next year is election year.
Yes.
What do you expect?
Oh, I expect peace, because now Mahama went to say something.
President Mahama, you mean?
Former President Mahama went to say next year will be boot to boot, and Baumia also came with Dr. also made mention that it will be boot to Chalawote. This politician, when you listen to them, it's funny though, but we wish peace, because 2020 I don't think there will be war, but I believe in peace. Peacemaking will settle everything.
2020 is election. What do you expect?
Peace.
Peace.
Yes, I don't want to wake up one day and find someone's leg in front of my door. So it's peace. I know Ghanaians, we are mainly based on peacemaking, so that's what I expect. Peace.
What do you expect from 2020 election?
No, well, I think I expect that the leaders are going to come in as those who are going to be running the country. I expect that they're going to do better than what the recent administration is doing now, and
whether this administration remain in power or what, you still expect?
I think they should do better. They should do better than they've already done. I think they're doing a great job. It's very difficult running a country. It's a whole country, and there are lots of like regions, and then you have to take care of all of these people. They have the men.
Yeah.
Well, if you have the men and then they're not like really capable men, it will be difficult. So I think they should do better. Yeah.
What will be your advice to young people who are watching us at the moment?
Oh, my advice is
look straight into the camera and talk to some young people who may be, this is GTV. Yeah. It has a nationwide coverage. This UTV is excellent in this country. The authentic, the trusted voice in this of the nation. And you may not know who is watching you. Maybe your friends, some friends far away in some challenges somewhere. Talk to them.
One thing I believe in, challenges will come in life. Trials, difficulty will come. But they should never give up. They should keep pushing. And whatever it is, one day, God will listen to their prayer. 2 seconds.
Okay, I also think aside schooling, they should get, other skills. So in case there's, unemployment, they can also engage,
The next 2 seconds. What will be your advice to young people who are watching us?
Well, I'd say they should explore. There are lots of potential, there are a lot of things around to do. There are a lot of things that you can do as an individual. They should just explore these potentials and then make the best out of their life.
Viewers, this is how time will allow us. I've been in conversation with these 3, very intelligent young people who have articulated the hopes, aspirations, and also the fears of young people. This is what is next on GTV, the authentic and the trusted voice of the nation. See you next Thursday, same time. God richly bless our homeland, Ghana, and make this country great and strong.